It's time for our 2019 bullet journal setup. My theme this year is calm and minimal and botanical, and I'm taking you through every step of it. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Shayda Campbell, and today I have one of my favorite videos of the entire year to share with you. I have a brand new notebook. I don't think there's anything better in the entire world than a fresh, clean journal with those crisp pages. And this week we are doing our 2019 bullet journal setup. I'm going to take you through everything from the cover page. We're doing a nameplate page, an index, a key, and some fun yearly trackers. And my theme this year, I kind of wanted to do minimal, clean, calm, cheery, all those things. And I'm super excited about it. I don't think I'll ever stray completely from botanicals because that's what I love, but I did really push myself to give you something fresh and different, something that you didn't see anywhere else. And I'm super excited to get into all this new content. Just have a few things I want to mention. First, I really tried to make this doable. I'm gonna take you through it step by step. I want you to feel that this is something you can do in your own planner. And please, if you do follow along, take photos of your work and tag me on Instagram. I love seeing what you come up with. For patrons of the channel, you'll be able to get the cover page printable for your own planner. After today's video, just head over to my Patreon site. You'll find all the channel bonus content over there, including an extra monthly tutorial, and it's all available for just $2 a month. And one more note, the January plan with me is going to be out tomorrow on Friday, December 21st. So two separate videos. We've got the bullet journal setup for the entire year, and then tomorrow I'm putting out my January plan with me. There's a cover page, a new weekly tracker, and I even snuck a yearly tracker in there too. So be sure to watch that one as well. Okay, that's everything. Let's get started. So I'm beginning today with my yearly cover page. As you guys know, I always do a monthly cover page, and I love the idea of doing one for the year as well, just to sort of set an intention and a sentiment. And my theme for my yearly cover page is the cotton plant. I just think the way I was able to design this page, it sort of becomes like a modern, cool cherry blossom. Not that cherry blossoms aren't cool, but you can see that I've sort of done a little bit of foreshortening, and the cotton plant is a little larger at the bottom of the page, and it gets smaller at the top of the page, which gives me sort of a nice design element, and it gives the look of these sort of cotton blossoms just, coming towards you. I don't know, it's just sort of a fun design element here, and I'm gonna show you in a second how I draw these cotton plants. They look really beautiful on the page, and they're not hard to illustrate as well, and sort of part of the key is doing all the twigs and branches around them really dark, and then leaving the plant itself quite white, or leaving that negative space. So this is how I design them. I'll just show you in my sketchbook. Just start with the twigs, and then you're going to draw these circles to represent where the actual cotton will be, and you can get slightly smaller as you go up towards the top of the page, and then you just want to connect all these branches, add some extra branches, what have you. Then you can mark the center of your cotton blossom, and then it's almost like drawing a little pumpkin or a gourd. You sort of separate it into 4 or 5 little sections. In between each section, there's these creases and there's these little leaves, and then you're going to put that stem. Make sure you get that in the right spot so it sort of looks like it's going right into the center. But that's really all there is to it. And with a little bit of cross hatching and line shading, this illustration looks really sophisticated. And even the cotton blossoms up towards the top of the page, you don't have to add as many details. They can just be almost like this cotton candy, very puffy clouds, and they're a lot of fun to illustrate. Now, some of the cotton can be facing the viewer. This one's sort of dead on, while others can be growing upwards. So that's one more design element that you can play around with in order to make your illustration a little bit interesting. And like I already said, I'm just keeping the blossoms themselves, the cotton itself, very white, and doing everything else almost dark. So I get this illustration with a lot of contrast, and it really pops, and it really looks like that white, fluffy cotton. So just doing lots of line shading for all the leaves and all the branches. On this page, I'm going to write my journal. I decided to weirdly put a little bit of falling snow as well. I don't know, I just felt like cotton, snow, it's calm, it's chill. Okay, and then on the left-hand side here, I decided I wanted to do a nameplate page with my name, just, you know, to make sure that everybody knows this is my journal. So what I've done is I just traced a candle to get that circular form, and then you can see in pencil, I sort of drew all these leaves or these lines going off that circle, and that's going to help me figure out where these leaves are going to go. But it's going to be an open wreath. You can see the cross at the bottom, and then it's going to be open over here on the right-hand side. So it's sort of an offset laurel, but you could do this wreath, you know, all the way around, or you could do the opening at the top. And all I did here was I chose 2 different leaf styles. So you can see I did the tiny leaves, and then I did a wider leaf with a vein down the middle. So just by choosing 2 styles of leaves, I was able to get a nice design element. It looks quite intricate, but actually it's just 2 different leaves. And I just kept drawing more and more branches going out in each direction so that it looked quite wild and free. It definitely has that perfectly imperfect quality. If you think yours doesn't look quite right when you finish it, just maybe add another twig here and there until it does look right. This is one of those things you can just keep working at. And that's mine all done. I have my name page on the left and my yearly cover page on the right. And this is going to be a cutout page or a window page. This is something I did last year as well for 2018, if you remember. And all I'm going to do here is put a cutting mat, use an X-Acto knife, get my head real close in there. And that's what it looks like. I just carefully cut away. I took my time, and this is going to be really cool because I'm going to put 2019 underneath, and I'm going to make a 2019 resolutions page right below this. So what I've done here is I'm going to write resolutions for the year, and then 2019 will be over on the right-hand side. And I'm just doing this in a very simple print. I sort of double up the lines. By doubling up the lines, you can fix any little wonky bits. Simple cursive underneath, and then I'm going to do some botanicals again, just a little sprig sort of falling below the words here. This is just sort of my go-to anytime I want to do a little illustration without going overboard and doing something really intricate. I'll just do a little botanical, and this one has simple oval leaves and then little berries. So again, it's just 2 different things, 1 leaf, 1 berry design, and it looks quite pretty and intricate, and I'm just using this as a way to kind of add some decoration to this page. I also added another sprig going across the bottom but heading in the other direction, and that's going to nicely frame my resolutions for the year. Now, I was planning to put a quote across the bottom of the page, just a favorite quote, but full disclosure, it didn't really work out the way I wanted. So ta-da! I did some black washi tape, and then I did this fun black and white botanical illustration using my white gel pen. It's so funny, whenever I watch bullet journaling videos, everything's going perfectly, and then when I'm filming, Chris will come in like, how's it going? And I'm ripping all the pages out of the journal. I'm like, I have nothing and I've ripped half of the pages out. But you don't have to rip out pages. You can just use black washi tape and everything will be fine. Okay, I'm gonna erase all my pencil marks. You can see I've done 2019 just in a simple bold letter there. And you could also use a stencil for that if you're worried about getting your numbers straight. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more leaves and twigs here. And you can see I've got a really nice simple page for my resolutions. And the real key here is that window, but we'll come back to that in a second. We're gonna do some more hard work first. So here I've planned out my calendar page. This is the hardest page of the entire journal. It pays to do it in pencil first and really plan it out. Now, if you're using a Baron Fig dot grid notebook like I am, you can see there's 25 squares across one page. And so 3 months with 7 days in them fits really nicely. That's 21 with a space in between each. And I really like the way I've got the wreath over here on the right where I have all this negative space. For a minimal journal, you definitely need some of that negative space. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take a warm gray marker here, and I am just going to highlight the days of the week area for each month. So I've got my grid of 4 months by 3 months. This is just so that I don't let the marker run at all. I know some markers don't bleed, but some do. So I'm just gonna do all the gray part first, and then I'll add the black. I'm also gonna write 2019 across the bottom using my warm gray, and that's just sort of a nice design element as well. So now I'm gonna come in with my Pigma Micron. I'm using the smallest, the 005 nib. Well, I think there is an 003 now, but the usual smallest one that comes in many packs. Okay, I digress. I am just writing the names of the month in a very simple cursive, putting the days of the week here, just taking my time with all of this because I really don't want to have to rip out any pages. And then I'm putting a nice little shadow on the 2019, again, still using the 005 nib so that I can keep things really detailed. Okay, and that is done. I only had to erase it about 10 times when I was planning it out, but it pays to do it in pencil like I said. Now for this wreath, what I'm gonna do is draw 2 circles. They're both very wonky and perfectly imperfect, and they just sort of meet at 2 areas. So one's a little wider, one's a little longer, and then I'm gonna pick a style of leaf. For the first wreath, I'm doing these small black leaves that are fairly well spaced, just really simple. Be careful when you're going around that you don't start drawing on the other circle at the point at which they intersect. It can be easy to move on to the wrong line, but this is such a pretty and simple design element. When you do this interlocking wreath, you just go all the way around, and then when you do the next circle, choose a different style of leaf. So this one is just white, simple leaves, and I am placing them a little closer together. So simple, but different, and it looks so pretty when they interlock like that. I'm writing 2019 in the middle, and like I said, this page has lots of negative space for that clean, minimal feel, and now I'm gonna do the hard work of filling in all these grids. Again, you gotta be very careful, make sure you don't make a mistake, but once this is done, it looks so pretty, and you'll have it all year for your reference. Okay, hard work's done. Let's take a quick look back. We have a beautiful cover page, and it lifts up to reveal this 2019 resolutions page, and then we have our calendar. Next, we're going to do the key. The key is a simple page. I want to keep it looking simple. So all I'm going to do is I've drawn a rectangle right in the middle using pencil, and then I'm going to do the outline. I find for drawing lines, it's always best to pull the pencil towards your body so that you can keep it fairly straight. I'm just gonna write key in a simple cursive, and my key is fairly straightforward. I don't do a lot of symbols, but you could do as many as you want. I basically just do like task, task started, task completed, task canceled, and then I've got some for events and birthdays and my items list or list items. But you could do all kinds of stuff. It's totally up to you how complex you make your key. And then you can see here, I'm repeating the cotton theme. And that's just to, I think repeating a theme like this keeps the journal looking really minimal and calm. I love this natural feel that the cotton brings. And again, I've just done it offset. There's something about an offset illustration. I think that looks quite sophisticated as well. Okay, moving on to the index. Let's keep it moving here. I've drawn the word index up at the top in pencil. I was gonna go for a serif handmade font. I decided to go with a sans serif handmade font, so you can see me changing it slightly as I go over it in pen. I wasn't really sure what to do with the index page, I think. And I think you'll see when it comes together. It's just very, very simple, but eventually by the end of the year, the index will be quite full. So I did wanna keep it pretty clean. And I'm just filling in my letters here. By filling your letters in, it's a great way to fix any little wonky bits. And then I am going to write just the first section. I'm doing a double space for the first area, and then I'll start single spacing once I get into the monthly stuff, if that makes sense. I'm also going to draw a little open rectangle behind the words here. Again, just pulling the pen towards my body to keep it fairly straight. Doesn't need to be perfectly straight. You need to use a ruler for that. And then I'm going to write 2019 within that rectangle, and I'll just give it a little bit of a highlight highlight or a shadow with the warm gray marker. And so simple, clean, I like it. I'm just doing some line detail up here to add a little bit of visual interest. And I got these cute stickers. I believe these were sent to me by Studio Calico. I can link them in the description, but just cute stuff. And yeah, stickers are always good when you don't know what to do, right? Next page, I'm doing a YouTube tracker. As I said, I'm gonna do a couple yearly trackers. I do have some things I wanna keep track of on the channel, just some numbers and stats and equipment that I need to purchase. And I am just doing this real quick. I'm doing everything in pen, very square lines, some shadows. A brush pen is great for doing shadows because you get a bit of an angle. Simple illustration across the bottom, and let's leave it at that. Now the next yearly tracker that I want to do is a wish list, and this is an illustration that we did way back in May. This was my most popular bullet journaling video or plan with me of the entire year of 2018, so I wanted to pull something from that video since you guys loved it so much, and I decided on this illustration, which is the circular illustration with the florals. And what you do is just trace a circle and then you draw flowers coming out from that circle. Don't let any of them cross the line, and everything is just sort of moving outwards. And you can do leaves and flowers, do roses, do flower buds, do all kinds of different shapes of leaves, and it is just a fun illustration to create. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It's just all about spending the time with it and getting really intricate and doing all those little lines and details. And once you've completed the botanicals, you're just going to carefully use your Pigma Micron to go around that circle. And then underneath, I made a list for a home, for my clothing, my wardrobe, and my life. In the center, I'm going to put the title wish list, and then I'm just going to put some little circles for my list items. And yeah, that'll be a fun yearly tracker. Never met a list I didn't like, and lists always bring good things. Okay, I flipped back to the index page. I decided I didn't like the way that big, bold title looked. So what I did is I just put some gray ripped paper over it. There's always a way to fix things. No need to rip out your pages. And I used the marker to put index there. Let's take a look through, shall we? So, to start, I have my wreath nameplate on the very inside left page, and that's sitting nicely with the cover page, the cotton themed cover page, which lifts to reveal the resolutions page for 2019, beautiful black and white botanicals. I still have to fill that in. And then you've got the calendar page, so you can see the entire year at a glance. That's such a useful page to have when you have your journal throughout the year and you have it with you. After that, we've got our key. I have a very simple key, and I've repeated the cotton theme and just done a nice border, really simple and minimal and clean. Then here's my index. This is how it turned out. This was the page I was most unsure of, but I think once it's filled in, it's gonna look nice, and the ripped paper is actually a good bookmark, so I can flip to it easily. Next, my YouTube tracker. Then my wish list is sort of my tracker for all the things that I dream of for the year ahead. And then here, I'm gonna do another yearly tracker, but I'm not gonna say too much about that one because this tutorial is contained in the January plan with me that's being released on Friday, December 21st. And of course, if you watch that one, you get to see the January cover page, my new weekly layout, and lots more. So check that out. You'll see what I put on this blank page. And that's everything for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along with my 2019 bullet journal setup. I can't wait to see how you recreate these ideas, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Check out my Patreon for your printable cover page. Watch tomorrow's video for the January plan with me, and have yourself a wonderful holiday season. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.